Hello, first grade friends. This is Mrs. Walter, and today is Thursday, March 19th. And today we're going to be learning about sound energy. Sound energy, as you can see on our anchor chart, sound energy is energy caused when an object vibrates. That means moves back and forth. You can hear sound. Okay, so we have here some examples of sound energy. We see the strings of the guitar when the guitar player uses a guitar pick or their fingers to move the strings. It creates sound energy when the strings vibrate, and ditto when they play a drum. Okay, so it's when an object vibrates, that's when you can hear sound. And your ear is very important for sound. Here is a diagram of what your ear looks like. Now here's the outside of your ear, that's what we see. The rest of this is inside your head, but if we could sort of do a little X-ray on the inside of your head, this is what you would see. So here's the outer ear that catches the sound waves. See how it's shaped to really catch things? And then what happens is it travels through here to your middle ear, which is written over here. The middle ear takes the sound waves and turns them into vibrations. There are some special things inside your ear that does that. And then you get those into the inner ear, which has tiny hairs that vibrate, remember, which means move back and forth, and create signals that your brain understands. So there's a lot that actually goes on for you to hear and process sounds, and your ear is very important in that process. So I'm going to read you guys a book today called Listen, What Do You Hear? And I'm noticing a little glare, so I'm going to try to move a little smidgen here. Listen, what do you hear? Turn the page. Here's our title page. I'm sure you can tell this is going to be a non-fiction book. See a girl with like a cone of paper by her ear trying to listen. Okay. Close your eyes and listen. What can you hear? Water dripping from a faucet? A fly buzzing? Keep very still, and you can even hear yourself breathing. Try that. There are footsteps on the stairs, the floorboards creak, then the hinge squeaks and the door opens. Someone's coming in. Who is it? Look and see. See, this whole time her eyes have been closed, but she's heard all of these sounds. It's not a person at all. He's listening too. He's hoping someone will say, walk. Must be her pet dog. Animals and people use their ears to listen for sounds. That is one way of finding out what is going on around us. Some sounds go on all the time, like the ticking of a clock. We get so used to them that we stop noticing them. It's true, there are some sounds we just get so used to, right? When you drop a stone into water, ripples spread out in waves. Sounds travel in waves too, only sound waves are invisible and can travel through the air. You can't see them, you can only hear them. When sound waves reach your ear, the skin inside vibrates like a drum. Your brain understands what the vibration means. Sounds can be loud or soft. They can be high or low. Your brain has to make sense of the sounds. Sounds travel through air at about 745 miles per hour. Some jets go faster than that, so watch out. If a jet is flying overhead at full speed, you may not hear it coming. But after it has gone past, you will hear the roar of its engines. The plane is moving faster than its own noise. That is fascinating. That's happened to me. Has that happened to you? Sounds that are near us can be loud. Sounds further away will be quieter. The sound gets quieter as it travels because the sound waves spread out. If you want the sound to go further, you have to help it along. You can make a funnel with your hands to collect the sound waves, or you can use a bullhorn. Try rolling up a piece of paper and making a funnel with it. Then talk to your friends through it. They will be able to hear you from a long way away. Use the funnel to collect sound waves when they reply. So that's an experiment you can do at home with a piece of paper. Just roll it. Take turns talking to someone through it and listening through it. Some people are deaf. They may not be They may be able to hear a little or nothing at all. Deaf people sometimes wear hearing aids to make sounds louder. Some deaf people learn to read lips. They can see what you are saying by watching your lips move. Some deaf people also use a different language to talk, and they make signs with their hands instead of noises with their mouths. Words are sounds too. Babies cannot talk at first. They can only cry. They learn to talk by copying the sounds that other people make. They find out that different sounds mean different things. When we talk, our tongues and our lips turn noises into words. Try saying the word bottle without moving your lips. Let me try that. Bottle. Oh, no, it's really tough. You need your lips and your tongue to make words. Right? You guys practice that with Miss Diane all the time. Ring, ring, ring. What's that? When the telephone rings, someone wants to talk to you. The telephone changes your voice so it can travel along wires like electricity. You can talk to someone in another house, another city, or even another country. If you are deaf, you can have a telephone which makes voices louder. I don't see too many phones that look like this anymore. It's a pretty old book, but the science behind it remains the same. Sounds can be high-pitched like a whistle or low-pitched like a cow mooing. Humans can hear a range of sounds from high to low. Some animals can hear much higher sounds than we can and much lower ones too. For example, dogs and cats hear more than we do. Some dog whistles make high-pitched sounds that people can't hear, but a dog can. Bats can make and hear very high-pitched sounds. As they fly around, they click, 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 click all the time. The clicks bounce off things that get in the way of the sound waves. And when the sound waves bounce back, the bats hear an echo. The echo warns them that they may need to change direction. They use these echoes to help them find food and get around safely. Isn't that fascinating? It's called echolocation. The ecosystem that bats use is just like the sonar system of a submarine. The submarine sends sound waves out into the water, and the sound waves bounce off things that are deep in the sea. Then the crew on the submarine listens for the echoes. That's how submarines get around safely in the deep, dark ocean without bumping into things. That's something new. Boats on the surface also use sonar when it is too foggy or too dark to see. Look at this guy. Sounds travel a long way underwater. Whales call to each other with their own songs which travel many miles under the waves. So sound waves can even travel underwater. Animals need to hear for different reasons. Owls use their ears to help them hunt, and they can hear very faint noises that tell where a mouse is hiding, even though they can't see it. Moths use their ears to help them escape from bats that want to eat them. And frogs make a noise to tell other frogs where they are, or to warn others to stay away from that part of the pond. So they're all communicating with their sound waves, just like us. We use sounds as warnings too. A fire alarm rings when a building is on fire. It warns everyone to go outside. Burglar alarms and car alarms warn of break-ins. Police cars and ambulances make a loud noise to warn other drivers to keep out of their way. Car drivers blow their horns and cyclists ring their bells. And when you cross the road, you must listen for traffic as well as looking to see if it's safe. All right, we use all of our senses. You guys learned about the 5 senses when you were in kindergarten, and sound was a part of that. Some noises are so loud they can hurt our ears. See this guy with the jackhammer? He's wearing some headphones that look mighty familiar to us, don't they? Don't they look like our classroom ones? People who work with noisy machines sometimes wear earmuffs to protect their eardrums. Look at this man digging a hole in the road. He can still hear his drill, but the noise is muffled. He cannot hear the dog barking, though. Right? That's why sometimes when we have a fire alarm that goes off, I know you guys can be very sensitive to that. We put on your headphones and we walk right outside. Giant radio telescopes are like big ears that are listening all the time for sounds from space. Perhaps somewhere in space, other people are trying to talk to us or are listening to our world. Sounds help animals and people communicate and talk to each other. Making and listening to sounds helps us learn about the world we live in. Pretty nifty, eh? All right, gang. So that's a little bit about sound and sound waves and how it works. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will post you guys another read aloud tomorrow, okay? Take care. Bye-bye.